Today, we're going to take a look at a draft from a few days ago between DRX and Gen G over in the LCK. DRX constructed a complete center comp with no chance of winning in the late game, and Gen G put together a relatively on-theme comp looking to play heavily around 1-3-1 side lane pressure. Let's take a look. DRX first picked Vi, which isn't great, but it's okay. Like I said in yesterday's video, if you want to first pick a strong early AD bruiser in the jungle, just pick Xin Zhao. Viego can also work in this class, but the reason Vi isn't great is because she's so easily counterable by champions like Kindred and Morgana. Champs like Xin Zhao are also stronger in the early 1v1 and scale better than Vi. With that said, I understand why the pick came through. This is easy point and click CC and lockdown for priority targets in teamfights. At the very least, we can be happy it's not Lee Sin. Anyways, now we're looking for DRX to build around similar themes as Vi. Strong early and mid game with good single target follow-up, trying to one-shot one specific target. Gen G first rotate Jax and Zeri. Now at first glance, you would say they have completely blundered by blind picking top lane in first rotation, and you would be right if you said that. A smart drafting team would not blind pick top lane that early. So in this case, it's actually pretty safe to assume Jax is going into jungle. He's comparable to Vi in early skirmishes, although not quite as strong pre-20 minutes, and he obviously scales insanely well. Combo this with the Zeri pick and a likely enchanter on R3, and Gen G has built a solid scaling first phase. Now DRX keep with their consistent early mid-game theme with the Lucian Nami rotation. Normally, I'm not really a fan of this at all, but in this circumstance, it's actually not a bad rotation. Like I said, it keeps with a consistent draft identity, and this matchup is on paper a counter to Zeri lanes, but I'm not actually sure how that plays out. With the Lulu coming in on R3 for Gen G as predicted, these two comps are looking polar opposite. DRX is full early game and looking to snowball and end the game by 30 minutes. If the game goes past that, and Gen G can get to 3 items, they will auto-win the game. And keep in mind, if DRX make even one big mistake early game, the game is pretty much doomed for them. Gen G R4 Twisted Fate, which is interesting and kinda random to me. It does play pretty well with Jax in the early 2v2 game, as they can chain CC pretty well, but I don't really see how it fits into the comp. Unless they want to pick another strong side laner for top and just play around 1-3-1 and then for teamfight, it could be pretty strong then. The TF is just random to me here, but it could be worse, I guess. DRX round out with Renekton and Hwei. With Renekton, they're staying consistent with strong early and mid game and looking to snowball into a pre-30 minute end. The Hwei is very off theme in terms of scaling, but also provides a lot of single target burst to follow up the Vi ult, so it's not the worst pick out there. Honestly, I feel like they wanted to pick TF here, so maybe Gen G actually picked it as a takeaway. Gen G finished with R5 Yone, which is good. Scales very well and I think actually beats the Renekton on one item. With the last two picks here, Gen G optimally want to avoid teamfights at all costs and play towards side lanes with TF and Yone, while the other three just wave clear and hold a 3v3. Maybe it will end up being just a 4-1 with Yone in side lane, since Hwei had such good wave clear, but my point remains. Nobody will be able to match Yone inside this game, so DRX really need to win fast. Overall, DRX, while not a comp I would love to draft or play as, have constructed a solid early mid-game single target burst comp that needs to be significantly ahead by 20 minutes to have a chance. On the other hand, Gen G scale very well and want to play around side lanes primarily. Not that they even have bad teamfight, but with TF and Yone, they really should look to play through side lanes past 20 minutes. Personally though, I heavily favor Gen G's draft. I absolutely hate playing as early game comps because you cannot make mistakes early. If one play goes wrong or one lane gets solo killed, it's pretty much doomed. With that said, Gen G have much better scaling and stability in their draft, which is why I favor them so heavily. Thanks for watching, see you next time.